Quality of the school. Usually when the board has dealt with the superintendent, and we did it with heat stress, it would be either the chair or the vice chair communicating with the superintendent on any requested items. So I'd suggest either the chair or the vice chair send something to our superintendent asking for an update.
Okay.
That's just formality. It's pretty much how we've always handled it.
Yeah, and
I don't mind doing it, but it's a formality
Yep.
type thing.
I'll do
reach out
that.
to-
I'll send Jim an email.
Thank you.
Mark, if you can reach out to Andover or North Andover.
Yeah,
whatever
I have it on my
Andover,
notes to
that,
do.
and then
Yeah.
if you can get an update
Yeah, it's
on
right
it.
here.
And if you can by that time get that summary of the food report, that was.
I can't promise that, but I'll try.
That should
you know.
be easy for you, come on. It's a one pager, are you kidding?
We have to put the data in the columns.
One pager.
You have to break it
You
apart.
finished that last time in one day, so
I
you
will
should be able
promise to
do it.
try. I got it on my
Yeah.
report from
Just-
state.
Just
on
blow
food
away the
inspections.
mosquitoes, they will go away.
I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah. Only 2 years I'm asking, not much.
Oh, you want 2 years
No,
now?
last year and the previous year. That's how we know the trend.
He's a data guy.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
We're just seconds away from 7 o'clock. And it's 7 o'clock, so I will call the public discussion on tobacco regulations review to the plate right now. And we have a couple of folks out there in the audience now, so what I want to start by saying is the discussion tonight is exclusive to changes that we're proposing to our tobacco regulations that have already been approved to go into effect for January 1st. So we're not discussing anything about the tobacco regulations except those proposed changes. And I will review those proposed changes for you right now.
They're all
just so that-
highlighted here, right?
They're all highlighted, yes. So the first change is really administrative, and that is just that the header of the tobacco regulations represent the current Board of Health.
Members.
Oh, the pages don't have numbers.
One of the little ones up on top. to
Top
the
right.
Ah,
Page 4,
yeah.
the next change is simply a definition of smoke accessories. I will read that definition. Smoke accessories are equipment, products, devices, or materials of any kind that are intended or designed for use in ingesting, inhaling, or otherwise introducing tobacco product, marijuana, tetrahydrocannabinol, or cannabidiol, that's THC and CBD, into the human body, including but not limited to marijuana accessories, bongs, pipes, glass pipes, vaporizers, vape pens, hookah apparatus, dab rigs, pods, tanks, and cartridges. Again, all we're doing is defining what smoke accessories are. The next change is on page 6. Article E, Item 1. In the first line where it starts, "No person shall sell or otherwise distribute tobacco products," we're adding the words "or smoke accessories," as defined herein, etc. And then in Item 3, under E, where it begins, "Each applicant who sells tobacco products," we're including the words "or smoke accessories." Page 8, there's an item H added called "Sale of Smoke Accessories," which reads, "The sale of smoke accessories shall be limited to individuals who are 21 years of age or older." On page 9, under the violations heading, Q, item 1, fourth line from the bottom and second line from the bottom, we're adding the words "and smoke accessories" in both cases after the words "all tobacco products," so that they read "all tobacco products and smoke accessories." And then the last change is on page 11, again, just simply editing the names of the board members to reflect the current board. So those are the only changes and the only items up for discussion tonight at this forum. In essence, what we're doing is we're defining smoke accessories. We're saying that only licensees that are licensed to sell tobacco products can sell them, and you have to be 21 to purchase them. So with that in mind, if anyone would like to speak,
Mr. Chair, if I can just
Yes.
add a point to the discussion.
sure.
These regulations were sent out to our tobacco vendors by email twice, as well as our regional tobacco inspector went out for another purpose, but also for the purpose of making sure they knew about this hearing tonight, this discussion, public discussion. for the
Thank you
record.
very much. That's great, Mark.
One
Yeah,
little,
just-
oh,
No,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, you go.
KG.
Little clarification. So when they say sale about 21, that it assumes that the vendor checks the ID to do that, right? Okay. It's inherently.
In accordance with the tobacco regulations.
Okay, it's inherently assumed that it is
Mhm.
Yep.
verification.
Ron?
And it's just to be clear, when you say, one line down on page 6, you have or smoke accessories, and then it says without first obtaining a tobacco product sales permit, you're not making a distinction between actual tobacco and paraphernalia, correct? That's all incorporated.
It's all
in
incorporated.
one-
It's the.
Right, I don't know.
One
that-
license.
Right, because there's no separate tobacco product or paraphernalia license.
Correct.
So they're.
In our town, we don't have a paraphernalia
Okay,
license, so they have
so
to,
that-
they have to be a licensee to sell tobacco products.
Right, okay.
So with that in mind, if anyone would like to speak, please come up to the microphone and identify yourself and speak your piece.
Long time no see, Board of Health.
Hi, Mark.
Good evening. I'm Lou.
Just for the record, Mark, could you just
Mark
identify
Casoni,
yourself?
109 Hawthorne Road, Ashland, Mass. And I'm just curious, with what you just said, would this be after an established marijuana company or where it's gonna be business? This gonna be all established rules for what's gonna have to be followed?
Tell me if I don't answer your question. At the current time, Mark, the town of Ashland does not allow the sale of marijuana, either for recreational or for medicinal purposes. So this is irrelevant to the sale of marijuana.
Oh, then, but it is a tobacco product, byproduct.
What we're proposing, Mark, we're adding regulation to the sale of smoke accessories. These are devices. As I read the definition
Yeah.
earlier of smoke accessories, what we're proposing is regulation on the sale of just those accessories in our town.
But those accessories can hold,
They can be used to do a number of things. We're not discriminating as to what someone buying those. Someone could use them to use as a planter, to use to smoke something, to do whatever they want with them. We're not discriminating or regulating what someone does with such paraphernalia. We're simply regulating that the purchase of such an item and the sale of such an item meet certain criteria.
okay, thank you. After it goes through the process here,
Mhm.
tell me if I'm wrong, would this have to go through town meeting?
No. No. After this meeting, next week, we as a board will take a vote on approving this addition to the regulation, and we will either pass it or not pass it, and it will take effect January 1st.
And this would be a policy, binding policy after the vote, if it
Yes.
passes or not.
It will be part of the regulations, the tobacco regulations of the town of Ashland.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
happy that you're here. I have two changes,
Sure.
my name, on page 1 and page 11.
Oh, you know what? They didn't make it on this version. On the version that
Okay,
I gave for us to sign, which we'll sign next week, I did make the change.
okay, and on the last page too?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no, yeah, that was something you had
Thank
mentioned,
you.
and
All
I
right.
made that change, yes, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
And maybe, just so the public knows, it's just the correct spelling of someone's name.
Yes,
so
yeah, that was a correction you made on Judy's name that was incorrect in the original draft that we edited. Is there anyone else? Yep, go ahead, Judy.
So we don't have anybody here to speak against the changes that we're proposing.
That's correct.
And basically, the changes, there are only, so that the public knows, how many licenses to sell tobacco in Ashland?
17, right?
17 active and
17.
1 inactive at the time.
Okay. So, so there's 17 establishments in Ashland where you can purchase tobacco products. And the only place going forward you will be able to purchase the smoke accessory products are from those same 17 people, because if a store is a clothing store, they can't sell these if they don't have a license to sell tobacco. So that's the only change we're making, is that we're kind of putting it under the same umbrella within the store.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll make one final call for anyone that wants to speak on the proposed changes to the tobacco regulations. Seeing none, I'll declare the public discussion closed. And with that, I will ask if anyone wants to motion to adjourn.
If that's all we have?
Yep.
So moved.
I second
Second.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, everybody.